Have you ever wondered if $250 gimbal can keep up with more expensive setups? I've used a lot of gimbals in the past, and I've always found it's very challenging to incorporate them in run-and-gun situations, especially if I'm hiking or traveling. Most gimbals are quite bulky and heavy, that's why it's quite a hassle to carry them around, especially on the longer shoots. So that's why this small, portable and easy to handle gimbal might be a game changer, especially for those who are on the go. Let's dive in. Meet Zhiyun Cinepeer Weebill 3E. I know it's a long name, but bear with me. This compact, packed with essential features gimbal priced at just $249, and it could be just the most affordable gimbal in its class. But don't let the price fool you. It's built with quality materials and stabilization is quite impressive. In this video, we're gonna cover basic specs, balancing, physical controls, features, stabilization comparison with my DJI RSC2, and at the end I will give you my opinion, what I like about this gimbal and maybe what I don't like about it. First up, the specs. This is just around 1 kilogram, which is 2.2 pounds, lightweight and compact. Battery life is 16 hours by specs, so I would assume you can film with it for at least 10 hours without turning it off. And this thing does have Bluetooth 5.0, which is a big plus for me as I love to control my camera from the gimbal handle. And in this case, I don't have to have any additional cords hanging around. In the box you get gimbal itself, quick release plate, detachable tripod, 2 cables, which is USB-C and charging cable, and foam case, which I think is a nice touch. Balancing was quick and easy. Right now you can see that I have my Sony a7C Mark II with Sony Zeiss 55mm f1.8. I also tried it to balance with my 35mm G Master lens, and I also tried it with 20mm G lens. But I tried it with my Sony FX3 and 24-70 G Master lens. And this combination is quite heavy, and considering if you want to extend all the way to the 70mm, the weight shift significantly to the front. But this little beast was still able to handle it with no problems. Here is a quick look at the balancing process. First, let's balance tilt axis horizontally. Make sure the camera stays level with the lens facing forward. Now it's time to balance tilt axis vertically, lens facing up and stays vertical. The third step would be roll axis, level it horizontally to the ground. And the last step would be pan axis. Adjust so the gimbal holds steady in any position. After balancing pretty much any gimbal, it's a good idea to go through the auto tune process, which is pretty easy to do. You just hit menu, find motor, click on it and auto, and it will start auto tune process. As long as it's on this flat surface, it will start shaking and making some weird noises occasionally, and after 20 seconds or so, it will be done and you will be ready to go. Now let's go over physical controls. We have joystick, which allows you to control and rotate gimbal. You can adjust sensitivity of the joystick in the settings. We have record button, half press is autofocus, long press would be snap a photo, and short press is just start or stop recording a video. Then we have a mode button, which allows you to cycle through the basic modes. If you do double tap, it will go through the advanced modes like point of view, vertex mode, and portrait mode as well. If you're gonna hold the press mode button, the gimbal will go to the sleep mode, which will deactivate all the motors altogether. On the side we have power button, long press will turn on or off gimbal. Then we have menu button, one press will enter or exit the main menu. If you in the sub menus, single press will bring you back to the previous screen. control wheel, single press will confirm selection, and scroll to move through menus or adjust parameters. At the front you have trigger button, single press will go to your customized gimbal mode or the last one. If you double press, let's say gimbal is looking somewhere at the top, double press, it will just go to the initial position. Triple press, go to the selfie mode. Triple press goes back to the regular mode. And if you hold the trigger button, it will activate the go mode, which is basically will point the camera wherever you position the gimbal. Now let's quickly go over the modes. We have pan follow mode, which keeps the horizon steady and no tilts. We have lock mode, locks all axes, holding the gimbal in one direction. Follow mode follows you horizontal and vertical movements. So, as I mentioned before, you also have advanced mode if you double tap on the mode button. First of those modes will be point of view mode, which follows all movements, including rolls. Then you have vortex mode, it's perfect for 360 rotating shots. And then you have portrait mode. Honestly, I'm not using this too much because I prefer just reattaching the holding plate for portrait orientation, and it's just so much easier. It's time to test stabilization against my trustworthy DJI RSC2. I'll be doing ninja walk, running, an orbit shot, and a vortex test. Which gimbal performed better? I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments. Overall, I love the compact design and stability this gimbal provides. In the past, I've avoided bulky gimbals, but this one is comfortable to use without sacrificing performance. One minor complaint is the base plate because you have to screw it onto the camera, which is a bummer because I love to use my big design quick release plates. And I also tried to fit my small rig base plate that I use for my DJI RSC2, but unfortunately it didn't fit, so I'll have to find a workaround that problem. But for the price, it's a no-brainer, especially if that is your first gimbal. I'd recommend this gimbal to anyone who creates content on the move or generally prefers a compact setup. For the price, it's a thumbs up. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, leave the comment below, subscribe, and see you in the next one.